Good evening and a very warm welcome to this week's Out and About. Now, over the last 12 months, we've been covering a wide variety of topics here on the programme to help our viewers navigate through the pandemic. However, one such topic which many of you have been requesting is to get some more detail on the world of finance. Well, over the next few weeks, we'll be joined by a number of guests from the world of financial services. And joining us this week on the programme is Mr. Sharad Chandak, who is the Regional Head of State Bank of India, UK. Mr. Chandak, thank you very much for joining us here on Out and About. First of all, just tell us a bit more about your success story here in the UK.
So thank you, Vishal, and good evening to all your viewers. Thanks for having me on your show. So yes, this our journey, I will like to take you back in history. So our journey really started in 1806, 215 years back, when Bank of Calcutta was formed in Calcutta in 1806. Then subsequently it was known as a Bank of, it was earlier known as Bank of Bengal, then it was renamed as a Bank of Calcutta. Another 34 years back, then Bank of Madras and Bank of Mumbai was formed. All these three banks were merged into Imperial Bank of India in 1921. And the same year, the London branch of Imperial Bank of India was started. So this is 100 years journey. Then we started in London. In those days, we were handling only three type of business because we were not allowed to handle more businesses. So one was the trade finance business, providing credit to the traders who were doing the business between the two countries. Then borrowing money for the parent bank and handling the government transactions. But over the period, naturally, then our businesses, products have gone. And over the period, we have helped the Indian community also, as well as the local businesses also. And it is not only our help. See, the success comes from the trust. Any commercial organization cannot survive without the trust of its customers and the franchise and the fraternity of the banking fraternity. So the bank always got this trust, whether it is in India, whether it is in UK. And that's why we survived. Another thing that why you said that what is the success? So success is, see, SBI is always an evolving institution. It kept on learning from its own, internally, as well as from hiring the very good reputed consultants from outside the world. And we tried to keep pace with time. Always we adopted the technology, updated the technology. This is the part of our success story. Another thing is that we always invested time and energy in the best risk management practices. So if you, in short, I will say that the success of SBI belongs to our customers, the trust they have put into us, then the technology part, the way the bank has evolved and adopted the technology from time to time, and the best risk management practices.
What would you say some of your milestones have been in the last decade?
Yeah, so it will be a big list, correct? But I will mention 3-4 milestones of last 4-5 years. So one is that in 2017, London Stock Exchange and SBI came together, and FTSE SBI India bonds indices was launched. So these indices track the bond market of India. So any global investors who wants to invest in India, so it helps them. So this is the one big achievement I will say. Then in 2018, we formed a subsidiary here. So what happened when we started in UK? So it was only one branch, it was a wholesale branch handling the international business. Gradually then we enter into the retail space and we opened 12 retail branches. So 7 are in London and 5 are in the Midland and North England. Then subsequently the regulators came with the idea of ring fencing, that we should be ring fencing all our retail business into a separate subsidiary. So in 2018 we formed UK based subsidiary. So we started with London branch, so still it is there, and then we opened the subsidiary, UK based subsidiary. So this is the another milestone. And third thing is that naturally in today's era, the bank should offer the robust digital platform. So we offered our mobile banking app, SBI UK, in 2019, and it is also evolving over a period of time. This is the third, I think, milestone. Now what is happening that earlier this app was handling the existing customers and existing their transactions, but now any new customer can open account through without visiting a branch. So this is a good feature we have added into that. And not only this, any Indian who wants to come to UK, maybe for studies or business or for a job, can open account in SBI UK sitting in India. So that is a big milestone, I think I will say. And in terms of business, see, when we started, it was a very small beginning, and in 100 years, our business has grown 10,000 times because of all our customers, I will say. Thank you.
Everyone's finances have been affected in the last 12 months, and that's not even taking Brexit into account. With that in mind, just how have banking operations been affected in Britain as a result of Brexit?
London is a financial hub. So all big banks, insurance companies or financial institutions are having offices in London. And all were aware the Brexit is happening and they were well prepared. So you must have seen that the Brexit transition has happened very smoothly. Now comes to SBI UK. So what happened at Brexit means there were three major impacts. One was the passporting right, but then SBI UK doesn't have any branches in Europe. So passporting right we are not affected. Second is the movement of people, but we have not seen any major movement. Third impact could have been on business. There is some correction in the property prices, especially office properties. But then I think those corrections are within our risk appetite. So it has not impacted the SBI UK's business in any way. As far as the customer service is concerned, so hardly 0.5% of my deposit comes from European countries, and we have sent them letters to all of them, advocating what are the steps they can take. And my loan book is also 6% comes from the European countries. So I mean, in a way, it has not impacted the SBI UK, and neither it has impacted our service.
Banking is, of course, an incredibly competitive industry. What would you say have been some of the most standout services that have proved popular amongst the community?
So we are having the digital model. At the same time, we are having the human touch. Like when we saw that, okay, Indian community, they love to keep their valuables in safe deposit lockers. So we started lockers, offering lockers, and our lockers are very, very, I will say in demand. Almost 100% occupancy always, we find that. In deposit front also, see, we are offering all the saving accounts, the business current account, and we also offer interest also on saving accounts. So that interest will be little higher than what one can get from the high street banks. We also offer cash ISA, and recently we launched the centenary deposit scheme. Basically, we are seeing that, okay, what are the needs of Indian community or the South Asian community and how we can serve them. We have noticed that there is a huge amount of investment is happening from India in UK in real estate. So any Indian, suppose he wants to purchase property in UK, so we can offer the buy-to-let loan them. So this way we want to serve our community.
The COVID pandemic has, of course, affected the finances of all businesses. What have you been doing to support not just the community, but of course small businesses who are the backbone of our community?
Yeah, Vishal, you are right. This pandemic has impacted millions and millions of lives and businesses also. So our first priority was to see that how we can help our customers. So we started communicating with them and advising them to move on the alternate channels or digital channels to avoid the non-essential travel. And then even we accepted their request on emails and phones for various transactions. And after the due diligence, we carried out those instructions. So even the pandemic was there, we kept our all 12 branches running, and it has helped the customers. Then we saw that, okay, the frauds were increasing in those period. So we again launched a campaign educating our customers how to protect themselves. As far as the business is concerned, we were very sympathetic. We offered moratorium or deferments or covenant testing waivers. Whatever is required for the businesses, that was offered to them so that they should survive. and we have not taken any coercive action against any of our business customers. And that will be our policy, to see that if business is viable, to support them as much as we can.
And just lastly, Mr. Chandak, what message would you like to give to the hundreds of thousands of viewers here on the Zee network?
So even though the COVID cases are coming down, I will request all your viewers to still keep safe, take care of yourself and your families, because there is a possibility that there can be a third wave, fourth wave also. And at the same time, yes, State Bank of India is here to serve you. So in case of any need, they can contact us. We are having a specialized NRI desk. So if they are having NRI services, those can be offered by us. And all other banking services we are already having.
Mr. Chandak, thank you very much for coming on to the programme and sharing your advice with us. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Vishal.
Time to take a short break, but we'll be back again in a few moments' time with a brand new cookery segment. We'll see you again in part 2.